Hey there! Welcome back to another video. This time around, it is a different kind of unboxing video. I've done one of these before, but I've actually been getting a lot of packages from Michigan, from my dad and my stepmom, and the last batch of packages, there were some titles that were worth showing, but it didn't seem like there was a lot that I felt like I really needed to do a video about. Um, I might save those for someday down the road when I actually do a whole video showing my VHS collection, because I know some people have actually asked about that. But this particular batch I thought had some titles that were definitely worth showing off. Also, it's got more VHS. The other batch, I had a couple boxes of tapes, and then I also had a box with a bunch of DVDs in it and some other stuff. So either way, I'm very appreciative of the gifts of sending out these tapes and DVDs and all this stuff that that I collected back in Oklahoma City when I was still living with my dad. When I think that's when I first started this channel, was in Oklahoma City when I was living with my dad. You can actually go all the way back to some of the oldest videos on this channel, and those are when I was in Oklahoma City. So this is a really nice blast from the past, and I hope you enjoy the video. And I looked at through some of the boxes, but one of them in particular, I didn't really go any further than just looking at what was on top. So some of these are actually going to be surprises. So let's start with this first box here. So we have Corey Feldman in Voodoo. Life is full of sacrifices. I think it's an Apex Entertainment film. There's Corey Feldman screaming on the back of the VHS. So there's Voodoo. Here we have this fucking movie, Strays. For some reason, this also got a Blu-ray release from Shout Factory. I don't get it. This is a really lame TV movie where they try to make a bunch of stray cats into something that's terrifying in the vein of arachnophobia. I'm glad I got it back, though, so I can tear this movie to shreds and, dig my own claws into it one of these days. So, Strays. And we have this movie, which is another piece of shit, called The Visitors. This cover was supposed to, I guess, do something fancy or whatever. Like, it's supposed to, there's a pull tab or something, but it's broken. Some fancy nonsense that Vidmark was trying to do. Yeah, The Visitors. I believe this is only on VHS as well, but it's one of those movies that's so lame in terms of, its overall quality that it's understandable why it's only on VHS. So The Visitors, I remember watching that with my dad in Oklahoma City, and he fell asleep in the middle of it because he wasn't even getting that into the movie. Then we have the lenticular cover for Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder. Oh, when God created light, the first shadow was born. Be afraid of the dark. Oh no, there's another one. The kid. Honestly, I like this. It starts out like that. Okay, then if you go like this, oh no, demon. Oh no, the kid. Oh no, the kid is screaming. Ah, ah, ah. Shadow Builder. Bram Stoker's Shadow Builder, which has a pretty good Blu-ray by MVD. Here we have a VHS of a film called Vibes, featuring Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper. This got a Blu-ray release recently from Milk Creek. Wouldn't mind picking that up one of these days. Here we have a film called Short Time, which I honestly think should be getting a release on home video in terms of DVD or Blu-ray. It's a fun comedy with some decent stunt work. Not decent. I thought it was some really good stunt work. I think this is a little bit of a gem. Nobody really talks about this movie, and it didn't get a release on DVD or Blu-ray, as far as I know. At least not in the U.S. So this is a good title for Mill Creek to release one of these days, or some company like that. So short time. Glad to get that one back because I would love to rewatch that and review it one of these days. Here we have a film with Mark Dacascos called Sanctuary. It also features Jamie Woolvett and Kylie Travis, whoever that is. I like Mark Dacascos. I've heard some bad things about that one. Like, it's not really that great. Canon video release of Journey to the Center of the Earth. Then we have Jennifer 8 with Andy Garcia and Uma Thurman. Most of these other ones in here are like SNL tapes, because I'm a big fan of SNL. Well, this isn't, though. This is a film called Jakarta, where a dangerous woman has ice in her veins and a gun in your back. This one stars Christopher Noff, who was in Baby Boom, a movie called Offbeat. Yeah, this is another one that I don't think is available in any other format other than VHS. Yeah, Jakarta. So we have The Best of Gilda Radner, a VHS tape. Big fan of hers. May she rest in peace. We have Best of SNL of 1982 with Eddie Murphy as Gumby. I'm Gumby, damn it! And a few other characters cast in. This one features. I don't think it actually. Yeah. This just has a bunch of clips. I don't think this actually has some full or even partial episodes on it. So yeah, 1982. This one is 1975. Which I think was the first season, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 1975 was the first season. Then we have some of these, like that 1982 tape, are like the only way to see certain segments uncut, or some of them are actually still cut. It's one of those things that, in terms of on home video or a home video format, like that's the only way to actually see some of those segments, because a lot of them, some of the shorts and the sketches from the other seasons, I mean the first 5 seasons, which were the only ones that were released on DVD, you can see them like streaming, but in terms of having them in home video, like these tapes are like the only way to actually own some SNL sketches on home video from certain years, like 1987 or 1984, or the year I was born, 1989. Here's 1979. And then we have a special edition, Wayne's World, Best of SNL special edition. But it's not just Wayne's World. It's got a lot of stuff. It's got Tom Hanks, Wayne Gretzky, Delta Burke. So I think it has 3 shortened episodes of the show on one tape. I think they're all from they're from the 90s. I think they're all from the 90s, yeah, or the late 80s. So SNL tape. And then we have Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, a collector's edition that includes both films on VHS. So you got Ghostbusters, the Supernatural Spectacular, and then you have the second film. The cover seen better days, but you know, it's a fun collector's item. So that's it for that box. I got another box over here, and then I got another big, giant box to get to. And so here we have Roger Corman new Concord film, Sorority House Massacre. We have a film called Black Rainbow, which for many years I don't think was available on any other format on home video other than VHS or Laserdisc until a recent release by Arrow Video. Here we have Zardoz, a movie where there's a giant floating stone head that says the penis is evil, the gun is good, and Sean Connery's walking around in a diaper. Yeah, Zardoz. Razorblade Smile. Trancers 3 with Tim Thomerson. Full Moon Entertainment movie. Remember Trancers 3 actually being pretty good. It's been a while since I've seen it, though. We have one of the first ever home video horror films, Blood Cult. It even says, the first movie made for the home video market might just scare you to death. I don't know if it's the first one, because there's things like Boarding House that I think came out before this, but okay, Blood Cult. We have a film called Backstreet Justice featuring Linda Kozlowski. I think she was in... I think that's the actress from Crocodile Dundee, I think. Hector Elizondo, John Shea, and Paul Sorvino. Yeah, Backstreet Justice. With no judge or jury, there's only Backstreet Justice. Then we have this screener copy of Over the Top. I like it because of the cover art. I'm a fan of Over the Top. I don't know if there's anything special on this screener in terms of like a trailer or a featurette or anything. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's an interesting oddity. It's one of those Warner Brother home video releases that doesn't even have like a you don't even know what it is if you put it on your shelf like this. But yeah, I always love this cover art, and I like that film. I like the film a lot. You know, he set the boxing world on its ear. Now he slams the arm wrestling world on its back. Whatever that means. I'm glad they didn't use that tagline. The Swordsman with Lorenzo Lamas. It's essentially Lorenzo Lamas' version of Highlander. Film called Tough Turf with James Spader. That one also got a recent Blu-ray release. I think it was by Kino Lorber. I think it might have been Kino Lorber. I think it was Kino Lorber. Film called The Wizard of Speed and Time. This movie is definitely an oddity of the home video era. So The Wizard of Speed and Time. I don't think this has a home video release either. Features some pretty ambitious effects for the time period. Interesting plot. Yeah, it's one of those movies that is definitely something different, to say the least. Then we have something called Tale of a Vampire, which stars Julian Sands from Warlock as a vampire. So, Tale of a Vampire. Stephen King's Silver Bullet. Then we have another Lorenzo Lamas film, and Snake Eater. And then we have pretty significant box office bomb featuring Bruce Willis and James Garner in The Sunset, which was like a tribute to old Hollywood, and the film like did not do well at all in the box office or critically. So this is a good one to hold on to for the box office bomb series. We have a magnetic video release of Stuntman. Now, magnetic video is actually the first VHS, if I remember correctly, that were released commercially. I don't think they were really initially released for sale. They were released for rental, and these are some of the oldest tapes out there. This one is, yeah, it's an original magnetic video release. And this tape is older than I am. Like, this is from 1979. So the answer a question that one of my friends asked in a video that he did a review of Flight of the Navigator, and he was wondering whether or not, VHS tapes were a thing back in the late 70s. The answer is actually yes. VHS were a thing in the late 70s, but maybe not necessarily in 77 or 78. I know in 79 and 80 they definitely were. So technically in the late 70s VHS were around. They were the magnetic video releases. So I like picking these up just for the collection, for the fact that it's a nice little piece of home video history. So magnetic video release of Stuntman. And what's interesting about those tapes is actually they have held up pretty well over the years. I think it's because of the material that's used to make the magnetic video releases versus some of the other VHS releases that were released in the future. So we have a film called The Sicilian. This is the original uncut version, I guess, that was exclusively available on home video until it was also available on DVD. But yeah, The Sicilian for the Michael Cimino collection, and also for Christopher Lambert. VHS of a film called Dirty Work that I have on DVD with Norm Macdonald and Chevy Chase and Artie Lang. And I remember actually getting a kick out of this film. The dead hookers in the trunk gag. And there's a few other ones that were funny. I actually think that's a little bit underrated in terms of a comedy. It could have been better. I mean, the PG-13 rating is kind of holds it back, but it's still a fun film. Blades. This has potential. This is a film that had potential. A parody of Jaws with a killer lawnmower. But what I remember the most about this is it being just a really boring and not very funny parody. And I watched this with my friend Matt years ago. We watched it together on Skype, and we just ultimately did not care for it because it was just a pretty dull and boring movie. So yeah, that's Blades. Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. The theatrical or the pilot episode. I know there was a theatrical release. I don't know if that's what that is or not. Film called Tapeheads with John Cusack and Tim Robbins. I think I also have this on DVD somewhere, but I mean, it's called Tapeheads. I mean, it's a fun movie to actually have on VHS. So yeah, here we have Blindside. The reason why this looked like it was going to be interesting or worth picking up is it features Harvey Keitel in it. He plays a surveillance expert who keeps an eye on some rival dealer because he's hired by a drug lord. And then something happens. He gets involved with this girl who I think might be the girlfriend of the drug lord or something. But I thought it'd be worth a watch sometime just for Harvey Keitel. So I got some more. I still have plenty of tapes here. We have Born American, one of Rennie Harlin's first films. I think this is the second copy of the film that I have because I have another copy already in my collection. I don't think that's gotten a release either on DVD or Blu-ray. I have a film called Body Count featuring Robert Davi and Brigitte Nielsen. Um, Here we have Tales from the Dark Side, VHS. We have Warlock the Armageddon, the sequel to Warlock with Julian Sands. We also have Franco Columbo in Beretta's Island with a special appearance by Arnold Schwarzenegger because Columbo was a friend of his. Yeah, this movie is something else. Tried to make Franco Columbo into an action star, and it was never meant to be. Shakedown with Peter Weller and Sam Elliott. Here we have Basketball with Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park. You have Future Kill. This one sucked. I did a video featuring this when I was talking about bad movies. Yeah, this movie is pretty fucking awful. But I like the cover art, and I'll keep the VHS because it's a pretty cool title to have for the collection. So Future Kill. We got Talons of the Eagle with Billy Blanks. And then we have Bruce Willis in The Return of Bruno. This is a mock documentary or mockumentary with Bruce Willis's character Bruno, and he did some live performances. I actually thought Bruce Willis's album The Return of Bruno actually wasn't that bad, so it's another reason why I picked that VHS up when I saw it a few years ago. So that's it for that box. I got one more over here, and it's a pretty significantly sized one. So, let's see what's in here. So let's start out with some Amazing Stories tapes. So until Amazing Stories was finally released on DVD by Universal, and the second season was finally released by Umbrella Entertainment, these were the only ways you could get the show, was on VHS or Laserdisc with these books that included like a couple episodes. So this one has The Mission and The Wedding Ring. This one includes Go to the Head of a Class and Family Dog. And this one, which is book 3, this one includes Life on Death Row, The Amazing Fallsworth, and No Day at the Beach. So this one actually includes 3 episodes of Amazing Stories. Then we have the main event with Barbara Streisand. Martial Law 2 Undercover with Jeff Wincott and Cynthia Rothrock. We have Monkey Boy. Some crazy weird ass fucking movie. I think it's a cut down version of a TV movie called Chimera, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Monkey Boy. Then we have Wise Guys with Joe Piscopo and Danny DeVito. A film called Under the Rainbow with Chevy Chase and Carrie Fisher. We have Zone Troopers. Some Toxic Avenger films here. We have Toxic Avenger, the director's cut. We have Toxic Avenger Part 3. And then there's also Toxic Avenger Part to the director's cut. We have Guilty as Charged, Trick or Treat, and Monster in the Closet. A pretty cool double feature screener from Lorimar that features Trick or Treat and the film Monster in the Closet. We have some more films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, another Trauma film, and Terror Firmer. Have White Ghost with William Katz. Have a computer animated Aussie called The Mind's Eye, featuring what was state-of-the-art computer graphics back in the day. Hell Night with Linda Blair. Slipstream with Mark Hamill. We have Body Parts, underrated gem with Jeff Fahey. Have the Prism Entertainment release of Bloody Birthday. Have Haunting Fear. We have Disturbed with Malcolm McDowell. Street Smart, Christopher Reeve. The House That Dripped Blood. Amicus Horror Anthology. We have Hanging with the Homeboys. Hard to Die. How to Get Ahead in Advertising. John Candy and Summer Rental. Sugar Hill with Wesley Snipes. SNL hosted by Tom Hanks. Skeeter. Steel Justice. Martin Cove. Streets of Gold with young Wesley Snipes in it. Film called Heartbreak Hotel. We have My Demon Lover, Scott Valentine. Something Wicked This Way Comes. Hong Kong 97 with Robert Patrick. Hellcab, film that's marketed as a horror movie, but it's not really a horror film at all. Wind with Matthew Modine, Jennifer Grey. Outland with Sean Connery. And we have Rooftops with what's his name? Jason Gedrick, who dropped out of Iron Eagle 2. Only was in it for like a little cameo because he wanted to star in that film. And then we have the still with the blood pack that still works of Bleeders. This VHS release that has like a blood pack. And it hasn't dried up yet. It's pretty cool. It's a VHS cover that actually bleeds. Yeah, this one features Rutger Hauer in it. Bleeders. So that's it for this video. That's it for this update, this unboxing from Michigan. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. See ya.